Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from... Well, I've done 2 or 3 stations now, so I'm trying to think, like, I was going to try to start putting videos on the one, but... Truth Speaker Heather and Fire Up Your Hearts for Truth. And, fire represents healing, love, passion, compassion, standing for what's right, life, zeal, exuberance. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of outside the box thinking and sorting and this thought or these ideas came from an old video popped up 4 or 8 years old. It's the Navajo traditional teachings. I've been listening to them about 8 years or so, I thought. Or has it been only 4? I would say the time doesn't matter, but it actually does. But, and then as I was scrolling, I saw that they had some kind of native, like, speeches, but the AI was so advanced you literally thought it was real. So it was like Native American, maybe old teachings, but it was done through AI. And you couldn't tell you really couldn't tell the difference. The native men speaking, but when you scroll down, it says extremely dubbed and whatever, artificial. So. And that bothered me. And then I ended up there with Wally on his Navajo traditional teachings. He was speaking of the 4 worlds. It's a very interesting story of the natives, is the 4 worlds. There's 4 corners and 4 elements. And it's used in the Bible. And the King James Version was so masculine, made into a masculine king, patriarchy type crap. So I am trying to get my hands on an Ethiopian Bible, but I want to make sure it's the right one. I want to make sure it has the right cross-references and things like that to make study more smooth. And, but I was thinking about the sun, and when I was little, you could look at the sun. A little bit. You didn't want to look for extended periods of time. And then there was a shift somewhere between the late 80s, or going into the late 80s, where they were like, don't look at the sun anymore. And now it's just blinding. Like, I can be out working, and it's just this bright, it's real penetrating, but sometimes to the painful level. Because, see, what we've done is we put in the towers, and we all amped up with Wi-Fi and this advanced technology that is frying you. It's aging you, it's aging us, it's frying us, it's killing us. It's like a microwave, but stronger. Slow kill, fast kill for some. And then I had a short, quick vision. It was a flash, and I generally don't like to share those immediately. And it was that the sun is getting closer to the earth, and it has been for quite some time. But then they amped it up with this technology, the heat, the radiation, the reaction time. And there is a mother, and it's Mother Earth, and she is wailing, she is crying, and she is screaming. And they won't stop raping her. And there's hell to be paid. And so then I had a quick vision that God's just going to let it. That we're off course. The earth is off course. I don't know if it can be clocked or monitored. But we're off course. Something's off course. Some of the animals' rhythms are off course. That's been going on for quite some time. Humans' rhythms are off. Female hormones are out of whack in most instances, which is what leads a woman in for depression or anxiety or one of those. Okay, so I think that God's so compassionate that he is allowing the slow kill. Did I say that my shows are intense? It's not for everyone. It's certainly not child friendly. Okay. I think that's how it's going to go. Is that when it's final judgment, this is a possibility. Because there's just been too much. If you especially look at from 9/11 until now. Preamble, about 2-3 years before 9/11. Satanism became much more mainstream, accepted on some levels. People are leaving the church at a more rapid rate. And as Marmari said in one of his videos, Emmanuel, but I have said it before too, most churches are like ghost towns when you visit. There's a lot of entertainment, smokes, screens and mirrors, and fluff, floof, floof. And certainly there needs to be a lot of love. But what's went on is not what God intended. So I think because of God's compassion, he's just going to let it, we're just going to collide, slowly but surely, and just slowly but surely die off. And then maybe he'll let another try. But he doesn't want final judgment. It's too devastating. And there's always a chance and a hope for people getting saved. Now, I'm not saying he isn't going to do judgment. Okay? Are you hearing me? But he wants to postpone it. Okay? So, do I want to postpone it? Heather? No. Because I'm not God. I'm not filled as with much compassion. Or am I? I don't know. Is slow kill and endurance. Endurance. If you can't do this kind of endurance, like running and, you're disabled, or spiritual endurance and mental. Okay? And you can still have physical endurance. And then if you are limited, extra limited, well, a lot of people don't believe in this, but I say beg God for help. I say get on your hands and knees or on your face and beg God to heal you. And ask him to heal you day in and day out. And ask him for the steps that you need to do to heal. But in the meantime, people have a lot to endure. And it's not going to let up. So this collision would be, then he would perform final judgment. So if the sun, or however we float off, he lets us be magnetically, he can change all the magnetics of the universe with probably his, like, little bit of his pinky nail. The connection with Mother Earth and all the cycles are still available, but they have been drastically thrown off with technology. It's plain and simple, guys. And I know we don't want to hear it, and we want to think that it's good, and that it brought us a lot of good things, and it did bring a lot of God's children together, okay, that couldn't find one another, that needed one another, because they had left the fake church a long time ago. So there's that. But outside of that, I love you, and endurance, 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 and comforting yourself with the Lord. Comfort on yourself and breaking away from the man-made system as best as you can, even if it's only mentally. I gotta go. I'm dripping.